Now, the program tonight is I'll be visiting with some guests prior to the official program this evening at the Diamond Joe Casino Harbor Room. The program itself starts at 6 o'clock, so if you happen to be seeing this broadcast and are in the neighborhood of the Diamond Joe, there's still time to come over to Diamond Joe Casino upstairs at the Harbor Room. With me now is Nancy Van Milligan, the Executive Director of the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque. And Nancy, we're pleased to have the foundation involved again in sponsorship of the First Citizen Award webcast. So welcome this evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. It's our pleasure to sponsor. You know, the Community Foundation's mission is to strengthen communities and inspire giving. And the First Citizen awardees are definite examples of people who are giving and strengthening communities. So it's a beautiful thing. We're glad to be here.
Well, we're certainly glad to have the participation of the Community Foundation. Now, regarding the Hafers, our honorees tonight, now you have worked with Bob and Marilyn on several projects, I would assume. Tell me a bit about your connection with Bob and Marilyn.
Sure. Oh, I'd be glad to. And I will tell you that Telegraph Herald hit a home run on this selection. Bob and Marilyn are wonderful community citizens, community leaders, have taken on so many projects, a lot in that role of helping groups raise money, Luther Manor and others. Bob is on the board of the Community Foundation. He's always there. He shows up. He gives his all. Marilyn's right there beside him. They're superstars in my book, humble, great sense of humor, and really committed to our community.
Well, again, we're pleased to have the Community Foundation as a sponsor of this live stream broadcast, and we do have a little video clip that's brought to us by the Community Foundation, so we're going to take a look at that now.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
The Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque is the place for givers and doers with big dreams and generous hearts. Whether you want to help children succeed, boost economic opportunity, or drive equity and inclusion, we can help you create greater good today and for years to come. Learn how you can strengthen your community at dbqfoundation.org.
Nancy, unrelated to First Citizen, but while I have you here, I wanted to ask you, as someone who works with a number of nonprofit agencies, and the foundation itself is a nonprofit, about the impact of the new tax law on charitable giving and how you see things playing out for the foundation and the nonprofits that you work with.
Sure, Brian. We're watching this very closely and talking to our attorney and accountant friends. There are concerns. Nonprofits are definitely reliant on charitable giving and the generosity of our community citizens. Many people are no longer going to be able to deduct charitable deductions. So we expect the Dubuque community to continue to be generous, but we're going to have to help people figure out what does that mean and what does that look like, and encourage them to talk to their accountants and figure out there are ways to still give and get some tax benefits. So
sure. And with the standard deduction increasing, people can still give. It's just they won't necessarily list Community Foundation as a donation.
That's right. It is one of the 4 deductible things, so we're hoping that people will give up to that $24,000 cap.
Very good. Well, I'll let you get on with visiting with folks tonight at the Diamond Joe, but Nancy, once again, thank you for being here, and thank you to the Community Foundation for sponsoring tonight's live stream broadcast.
Well, Brian, thank you to the TH, and congratulations to Bob and Marilyn Hafer. They're so well-deserving, and good work on your part. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you, Nancy. Now, next up, we have Father Joseph Hauer coming in. Father Hauer, welcome to our broadcast.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here with you, Brian.
So, Father Hauer is pastor at Church of the Resurrection in Dubuque, where the Hafers are members. And Father, maybe you could tell a little bit about your connection with the Hafers and how you got to know Bob and Marilyn.
Well, I first got to know Bob and Marilyn when they made an initial anonymous contribution to the Dubuque Community Foundation on behalf of our parish. And they started an account there, which has grown 12-fold, I think, since the opening of the account. I asked them to help co-chair a capital campaign for a renovation in addition to the church, and they, along with two other couples, were able to raise $2.75 million to complete that project. All during that, Bob and Marilyn have never forgotten their roots, I would say, that they continue to help out in small, anonymous capacities. I've seen Bob carry food at funeral dinners and Marilyn pour coffee and wash dishes. I've seen Bob take people home who had no other way of getting home because of some issue. And they're just quiet workers who I think really prefer to stay in the background, but when asked, they will take a leadership capacity and put their energy into it.
And it's not just writing a check or making a donation, they're actually present.
They're hands-on folks. They're actually present. It's not unusual to see them at 7 a.m. Mass in the morning and to see them again in the afternoon helping with a project, helping St. Vincent de Paul put food into the baskets, all kinds of things in small ways that are things that I think is really based upon their faith. And that was the enthusiasm I had when I saw the Telegraph Herald on Tuesday morning, was that, these people really are faith-filled people. And, one of the great things for me was to be able to recommend them to join the Knights and Ladies of the Holy Sepulchre, which is a pontifical group that devotes itself to works of charity for the people in the Holy Land, orphanages, hospitals, hospices, and that kind of thing. And so they went into that not just as an honor, which it is, but also to be a willing and active participant in that mission of the church.
And when people such as the Hafers are doers, where they're involved in the parish, what type of impact do you think that has on other members of the parish as far as setting an example?
Well, I think you preach the faith using words if necessary. They preach the faith by their example. And so it does have a magnificent impact on others in the parish to see these people who are just very common folks. And while they've had a certain degree of success, they don't take that success for granted. And I think they give credit to that to the Lord, and they want to return a portion of that to the Lord.
Father Howard, thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.
Thanks, Brian.
All right. And next up, we have Carolyn Gantz. Carolyn is familiar mostly with Marilyn, I would say, through the Mercy Service Club, right?
Right.
So tell me more about your connection with Marilyn.
Well, I met Marilyn, a long time ago at Mercy Service Club. She was our toy buyer, and I was impressed with her right away about her dedication and her quiet reserve to get the job done without any credit. And she just did a fabulous job at everything she always did. Just quietly doing what she needed to do to make everything successful. And I think that carries on with everything that she's been involved with. So.
How important is volunteerism when you have someone like a Marilyn taking a lead at that?
Well, it's the key. I think everybody knows that if you've had anything to do with a bake sale or a fund drive or, from large to small, I mean, you have to have people that are willing to, get off their chair and do the job and to put their aprons on, you might say, and to really be committed to the project and the community. And I know they are quietly effective at that. They don't need praise. They just see what needs to be done and they get to work to try to accomplish it.
There's only so many things money can buy. Sometimes you just need people to actually do the work.
And right, that's so true. And I think Dubuque is so blessed with that. I just know, we are a very giving community, and they are just prime examples of that, but the way they live their lives and, continue to live their lives. Even when maybe some people think it's time to retire, they don't even think like that. Yeah, so
for those who don't know Marilyn as well, because I think everyone would say that Bob is the better known of the couple, but what other words come in describing Marilyn?
Oh, faith-filled, number one. She is very strong in her faith, and I think that guides her, because I think one of the guiding principles that she goes by is a biblical quote on, "Too much is given, much is required." And I think that's her bottom thought on everything that she's tried to do and be involved in. And for Bob, too. You know, they are a super team together, obviously, because look what they have accomplished. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Carolyn, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your evening, and thanks for participating.
Thank you.
All right. Well, tell me about your thoughts about Bob receiving this award along with Marilyn.
Well, I get emotional, but Bob Hafer's been a boss, a coach, a friend, a mentor, an advocate, and his passion, he lit a fire in me for what we do at the credit union, and he's done that with so many people because he's an impact player, Brian. Everything he does with gusto, zest, in his heart. And I told him when he got this award, I said, Bob, your heart is so big, and that's what we love about you.
That's great. So, and Bob is still associated with the credit union. I understand he still has an office there, so you see him often. And has he been able to give you some pointers along the way in your current role?
No, we talk mainly about what he's hearing in the community, and he works with this foundation, the R.W. Hafer Foundation, DuPaco, and so he's involved with that, and he's out cutting ribbons, and again, he's just out and about doing what Bob does, is impact. And it's great to have the individual associated with DuPaco out continuing to do what he's known for and what he is so good at.
Well, thank you much. Congratulations to the DuPaco family on this recognition, and good luck to you and the credit union folks.
Thank you, Brian, and thanks for your recognition of Bob and Marilyn, two very deserving candidates. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. That was Joe Hearn of DuPaco Community Credit Union, and now we're looking for Jerry Ensler. So I guess we won't have Jerry. Just while we're waiting for Jerry, he's going through the food line. But the award itself is selected, the honoree is selected from nominations that come from readers of the Telegraph Herald. Here comes Jerry. And we have a committee then that makes the final selection based on nominations from our readers. And one of our winners, going back to 1991, was Jerry Ensler, then of the National Mississippi River Museum. And Jerry, thanks for being here this evening.
Well, thank you, Brian. It's a great honor. It's one of the big events in for the year.
And tell me a bit about, from your perspective, and you've seen it now for more than 25 years, how the award itself impacts the community.
Well, it impacts the community in the sense that, you know, there's like 48, this is the 48th, that really represents about 4,800 people who are working with and standing behind those recipients. The number of people here today, they represent the whole community at large in terms of wishing well for their fellow citizens. I think this is the premier award by far in the Dubuque community. It's something that I'm very proud and humbled to say even today. It's one of the first things I put on my resume, that I was first citizen back when I was 40 years old. I think they thought I was all done by then. but it's an honor which represents kind of the best of Dubuque in terms of volunteerism, moving forward, moving with people, and creating a better community.
Jerry, thanks so much for being here. Hope you enjoy the evening. And once again, 1991, it's been a few years, but come back and see us next year.
I will indeed. Thanks, Brian.
Okay, that was Jerry Ensler, retired from the National Mississippi River Museum. And here we have Sister Helen Huey. Sister is one of our other previous winners, 2009, if I recall.
Correct, that's right, 2009.
So, Sister, tell me from your perspective what an award like First Citizen means to a community such as Dubuque.
I think what it says to the community of Dubuque is that we have great people here that have done many great things. Now, the thing is, it's not just the people who are here, because they represent many more people. I know for myself, why I'm here is because of many people helping me. and being part of the team and working together and networking.
Do you feel somewhat that it sort of raises the bar for you personally when you received recognition like that? Does it make you feel like I got to keep going with some of my projects?
Definitely, it kind of encourages to take on a few more too.
Very good. Well, you've always been quite the workhorse as far as various projects. Lots of very important programs in our community, Opening Doors being one of the foremost.
Yes, that was very important to help the homeless women and children in the city. And the big thing for me in that project was I represented the 5 women religious congregations in the tri-state area. And we were able to, the vision and dream that we had, we made a Maria House, Teresa Shelter, and now Francis Apartments. So it's a whole continuum of service to the homeless women and children in our community. That's exciting.
Well, sister, don't retire anytime soon. You've got a lot of work yet to do, but we certainly appreciate you being here this evening and you enjoy the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sister. Okay, well that concludes our, are we concluding? Okay, I'm told that we're concluding our program for the live stream for the First Citizen Award honoring Bob and Marilyn Hafer. Please stay tuned. The program that's taking place in the Diamond Joe Harbor Room will be starting in just a few minutes. Thanks so much for joining us.
On behalf of the employee owners of the Telegraph Herald and our parent company, Woodward Communications, I'm happy to welcome you tonight to our evening honoring the recipients of the 48th Annual Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award, Bob and Marilyn Hafer. My name is Amy Gilligan, and I'm the executive editor at the Telegraph Herald and a member of the awards selection committee. Thank you so much for being here, and we're glad to see such a great crowd. Reminders, we have a guest book. It's not a wedding or a wake, but there is a guest book. So sign the guest book. And if you didn't get a chance to visit with our guests of our Bob and Marilyn will stick around a little bit afterwards, and you can talk to them. Tonight's event is being live streamed on telegraphherald.com, and so we welcome the folks who couldn't be here in person but are viewing this online. And we'd like to thank Nancy Van Milligan and the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque for sponsoring the live streaming program. And now we'd like to show a brief message from our friends at the Community Foundation, if you'll turn your attention to the screen.
The Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque is the place for givers and doers with big dreams and generous hearts. Whether you want to help children succeed, boost economic opportunity, or drive equity and inclusion, we can help you create greater good today and for years to come. Learn how you can strengthen your community at dbqfoundation.org.
With that, I want to introduce a few of our key players at the TH and at Woodward Communications. Please hold your applause, and I'll get through everybody first. I mentioned Brian Cooper, who's long been the master of ceremonies at this event, and Brian is our editorial page editor and special projects resource, and Brian's also a member of our selection committee for this award. We also have Mike Fortman, the group director of advertising, and Michelle Schmidt, director of promotions and community relations. Luke Rodham, retail advertising manager, and then also from our incorporating group for the TH parent company, Woodward Communications, Bob Woodward, who's the vice president of strategic planning and business development. And let's see, a couple other TH folks to mention. I see Dustin Cass, who's our local content editor, and Ben Jacobson, assistant local content editor, and Megan Gloss, our features editor, who was here helping out tonight. And last but not least, Jody Dodd, Yay. Jody is in our Telegraph Herald promotions department, and she works with the Diamond Joe to help coordinate this event and handles all kinds of other details. So thank you, Jody. Thanks for everybody. You can clap for him now, I guess. I think this is our 9th year having this event at the Diamond Joe, and you can see why. They just do a beautiful job in this beautiful room. So we gave Lori Ball a challenge this year when we chose Bob and Marilyn, because she had to work around their vacation schedule to plan this event. But she did it. So we thank her, as well as General Manager Wendy Rundy and the entire Diamond Joe team. The First Citizen Award, yeah, sure, let's clap for the Diamond Joe. Good idea. The First Citizen Award has been part of the community since 1970, and there might be some folks here who aren't familiar with the award's origins and history, and we have a brief video. And so again, if you look at the screen, you can see this little history.
For nearly a half-century, the Telegraph Herald has recognized and celebrated commitment and contributions toward making the Dubuque community a better place in which to live, work, and play. It's called the Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award, and it has become the community's foremost honor. The award has evolved since its debut on New Year's Eve 1970, when the Telegraph Herald announced that it had selected civic leader and businessman Roger Romberg as its, quote, Man of the Year. For starters, the name of the award soon changed from Man of the Year to First Citizen, and with good reason. 8 times in 9 years, from 1978 to 1986, the First Citizen Award, either individually or jointly, was awarded to women. Since then, women have been frequent recipients of the First Citizen Award. And over time, the emphasis of the award has shifted from achievements in a particular year to a broader view, transforming the Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award into more of a lifetime achievement recognition. Further, over time, the Telegraph Herald Selection Committee has placed greater value on contributions of time, talent, or treasure in philanthropy and volunteerism more than achievements in someone's particular professional endeavors. After TH editors picked Roger Romberg in 1970, they announced that, going forward, honorees would be selected from among nominations submitted by readers. It's a process that continues to this day. The selection committee reviews readers' suggestions before making its pick. Every time around, it's a difficult decision. There are just so many worthy candidates. Some First Citizen Award recipients have been selected after multiple letters of support of their nomination have poured into 8th and Bluff, while others, the unsung heroes, were honored with the First Citizen Award based on just 1 or 2 heartfelt and persuasive letters of recommendation. The Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award Honor Roll represents a cross-section of this community. There are those who have bolstered Dubuque through their financial support and civic leadership, and others whose contributions involved hour after hour of volunteer work, in many cases filling a critical need in the community. The First Citizen Honor Roll includes people associated with business, education, religion, the arts, tourism, and social services. Some recipients were well known before their selection, yet others only attained the spotlight when their selection was announced in the Telegraph Herald. Whatever their particular situation and standing, individual recipients appreciate the important message behind the First Citizen Award.
The Telegraph Herald gets a very well-deserved hats off for their sponsorship of our First Citizen Award for more than 40 years now. Our very special community is outstanding only because of our great contributors, and so the recognition of those contributors is key to making our community better and better.
Institutions and organizations also recognize the value of recognition, such as the First Citizen Award.
It is a pleasure to support the First Citizen Awards. The Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque's mission is to strengthen communities and inspire giving. And when I think of the First Citizen honorees, What are those people doing? They are strengthening our communities through sharing their gifts of time, talent, and treasures. It's a pleasure to support the First Citizens Award by the TH.
As the Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award approaches its 50th anniversary, we celebrate the accomplishments of all our honorees, and we appreciate the involvement of our readers in the community in this process. Congratulations to all our honorees.
Over the years, our honorees have represented virtually every segment of the community. Our award is one way to affirm some of the outstanding men and women who make a difference in our community, and it also sets the bar for others who strive to lead in a similar way. You know, my college roommate used to say to me, people from Dubuque think that Dubuque people are just a little bit better than other people in Iowa. And I used to say, spoken like someone from Waterloo. No. But I do admit I know what she meant, and I think that many of us do think that there is a little something special about Dubuque. And part of the reason is the incredible number of dedicated volunteers and leaders and philanthropists. Choosing the First Citizen Award honoree is a challenge because there are so many deserving candidates. And that's evidenced by this all-star lineup of previous winners who braved the cold tonight to be here. Before I announce each person's name individually, I would like to ask that all previous TH First Citizen Award recipients please stand and be acknowledged or give a wave. Let us know that you're here. So here are our previous honorees present, introduced in the order of the year of their selection. I believe I see Sister Catherine Dunn, 1986. Jerry Ensler, 1991. You can stand, Jerry. Jan Hess, 1996. Larry Friedman, 1999. Hunter Firsty, 2001. Jim Tyson, 2002. And this lady whose daughter told me that she said if she had to be hauled in a milk truck, she was coming tonight. Norma Denlinger, 2006. Sister Helen Huey, 2009. John and Alice Butler, 2011. Michael Deere, 2012. Mark Falb, 2013. John O'Connor, 2014. I think that's everybody, unless I overlooked someone. So we consider these men and women, members of our alumni group, our First Citizen Hall of Fame. In the years since we last gathered to honor our First Citizen Award winner, we said farewell to a beloved member of our Hall of Fame, and Monsignor Francis Friedel. Monsignor Friedel was known for his compelling homilies and his knack for connecting with people. He died on September 18, 2017, just 2 months shy of his 100th birthday. He was honored as the 2008 TH First Citizen and had been a priest for nearly 75 years. Please join me in observing a moment of silence in honor of the memory of Monsignor Friedel. Tonight's honorees, Bob and Marilyn Hafer, learned early in life the lessons of hard work and reaching out to others in need. Marilyn's work as a nurse evolved into motherhood and work as a consummate volunteer. while Bob launched his career at DePaco Community Credit Union back in 1964. He was just the 13th employee of the credit union, and he worked his way up to become president and CEO in 1972 at the age of 27. During Bob's 47-year career, DePaco grew to serve 65,000 members worldwide. Together, Bob and Marilyn supported the creation of the DePaco R.W. Hafer Foundation, which has offered match savings, empowerment grants, scholarship, emergency funds to nearly 500 individuals in need. I first got to know Bob and Marilyn Hafer at Resurrection Parish. I remember our mutual friend, Father Joe Hauer, telling me years ago, "You have no idea how much the Hafers do for this community." And he said that when he got a call from someone in need or someone down on their luck or facing a crisis, Father Joe said, "I only have to make one phone call to find someone willing to help," and I called the Hafers. Soon after that, I saw Bob and Marilyn husking corn at our parish festival. 7 a.m. and it's a bunch of teenagers, and there's this one fashion plate couple in the midst of them. And they're right there, and they're husking away and talking to the kids, and I thought, is that the president of DePaco? Sure enough, that was Bob and Marilyn. They were right in there. And yes, Marilyn grew up on a farm, and she can husk corn wearing 3-inch heels. The list of nonprofits and organizations that have been touched by Bob and Marilyn would probably take us an hour to read, and yet when I called Bob to tell him about this honor, he didn't want to accept it. He said, "Are you sure?" And then when I called back a few days later to go over some logistics, and Bob picked up the phone and said, "Oh, did you change your mind?" No, Bob, we still didn't change our minds. For their commitment to helping others and providing leadership in our community, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the 48th Annual Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award, Bob and Marilyn Hafer.
Yeah, please take a seat. Well, you guys are crazy to be here on such a cold night, but I want to tell you, your well wishes and your congratulation comments and your hugs has warmed our heart. And we're creating a lot of memories that we will not ever forget. Your presence is a great inspiration. I got our younger generation here. That's as quiet as I've seen them. But we're very proud of them. We have been blessed in so many ways, Marilyn and I, that, great family we grew up in, and four of our own children, which we're very proud of, and 8 grandkids, and 5 of them have been in Dubuque here, and there are 3 up in Minnesota, or in Minneapolis. Very proud of them, so thank you. Well, the comments here by Amy, you got to be a little careful. She kind of likes to have fun, and didn't know if she was really telling me the truth on the phone. And I started walking through the house, and Marilyn's in the other room ironing, and I put it on speaker and said, "Listen to this." And after we hung up, we started to have a little conversation. Conversation went like this. "So, honey, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think that we would be nominated for the First Citizen Award, Telegraph Herald?" And she said, "Bob, I don't want to bust your bubble, but you have never been in my wildest dreams." That's true. Yeah, I'm going to keep trying, though. Well, we accept this particular honor in a very humble way. We have been blessed, as I said, in so many ways. We have lived our entire life here, married life, I should say, and we're hoping to celebrate our 50th year in 18. Are we going to make it? Anyway, you're also looking at a 20-year plus cancer survivor right here. It's a miracle. And she brings great inspiration to me every day. Every day is a big day, and it's a happy day, and it's a great day. No matter what's happening. It can be snowing. Well, we love Dubuque and the tri-state area for a lot of reasons, but most of them are right here in this room. The friendships, the generosity of our community, making all of these things happen that create a very positive environment for our kids, our grandkids, and I just want to thank you for that. I can look out here and I can see, we can see many people that we have been involved in fund drives or involved in community events to make this community and organization better. So God bless you guys. Thanks for your positive of involvement with your time, talent, and treasure. We have such great things to consider with the city. We got a lot of, I got a couple notes here. I just want to further it, but we love Dubuque for a couple reasons. Firstly, where in what city do you have a nationally recognized community foundation under the direction of Nancy Van Mulligan, where they find the needs of our community and then they find the donors to solve the problem? Is that awesome or what? Congratulations. And then too, we have a 5-star, the only one in Iowa, a 5-star Chamber of Commerce run by Molly and her team. And so Dubuque has also appeared on many best places to live, work a list. And so I think it's a great tribute to what is happening here. What other city has become an all-American city 4 times in a recent few years? So another great asset. We also have the best-in-class Greater Development Corporation, finding jobs, developing. They have a great volunteer board of directors, and they go out and fund their own activities and are just doing a great job under Rick's leadership here. We have great colleges of education, NIC, Clark, University of Dubuque, Loras, and Emmaus. We have one of the greatest K-12 systems anywhere with the best teachers, facilities now in the nation, a lot of options with Holy Family, Catholic schools, Hempstead, Senior, and of course our county, western Dubuque County area. So we also have some great outstanding medical facilities. I'm probably not telling you anything new here tonight, but I'm telling you why we love this fine city. And we have probably one of the most top-rated newspaper in the entire nation. Telegraph, Herald, TH Media. So you just heard the reasons why we love it, and tonight as I look out here and see all you fine folks, it reinforces that for our kids and grandkids, and hopefully they're taking note. So kind of in closing here, I know the Diamond Joe and Lori have already been thanked. They're doing an awesome job. Thanks for them moving things around for us. I appreciated that. And then Team DePaco, can't say enough. I can't say enough to Team DePaco. I see a lot of my past employees that we've worked together, co-workers. I see current co-workers. I see volunteer board members. I work for many volunteer boards. We had 2 mayors, Donnie Myers and Mr. Wurtzberger. He was an awesome gentleman as well. They were great mentors for me. So I just wanted to thank those people individually. Thanks for my classmates being here, my neighbors, our friends. What do you think, Marilyn? Anybody missing? No? Anyway, so I just want to say thank you. We accept this with great humility, and we are very proud to have her name listed among all of you previous recipients. Congratulations again to you. And God bless us. Let's keep doing it together for the better of the city.
Thank you, Bob and Marilyn. Great job. Couldn't have said it better. Looking out at this group assembled here, you can see it's really a meaningful award that we're giving, and I think it says a lot about our community, the people that turn out for events like this to cheer each other on and to honor the people who are really doing the giving. So we appreciate you all being here tonight. Don't forget to sign the guest book. You can check in with the Hafers. Were you buying all the drinks from here on out, Bob, or no? Oh, sorry, my miscommunication there, my bad. Thank you all for coming. Good night.